What's up, everybody? Rene Rodriguez with the Long Story Longer podcast. And we're here today with my longtime buddy, a good friend of mine, Robert Anaya. What's up, brother?
What's going on, man?
Oh, not a whole lot, bro. Just here. Happy you made it to the podcast, bro.
Excited, brother. This is something new to me. I've never done a podcast type of thing. So,
And we've been talking about doing this for a while because there's different topics we want to talk about and some good news at another project in the making that we'll get to in a little while. But first, I just want to talk about how initially you and I met through your cousin Güero, Omar Macias,
mm-hmm.
El Preacher. Back in the days of me having my garage band or whatever, it was me and Preacher on guitar.
I remember that.
And I've talked about him before too, but for a while we had a guy called Chavelo as a vocalist.
Oh my God, yeah. That's a whole different story right there with that guy.
It is, bro. And you know what? He'll never get wind of this podcast, whatever. But I've made fun of him so much, bro, on this podcast because he was a terrible singer, bro. Like I don't know why we had him as a singer. It is what it is, bro. But
He wanted to be Jim Morrison so bad.
he did, bro. That guy was a joke. That guy was a joke, bro. And I was talking on my previous podcast or a couple of podcast episodes ago about how remember that Battle of the Bands at Socorro High School.
Mm-hmm.
So he was the president of the Spanish club, and he's the one that organized that competition. And I always talk about how I know for a fact we were not the best band there, bro. Yeah, we didn't get first place, but there were bands that were way better than us, and we got second place somehow.
Was Güero in that band too, or no?
I believe he might have been. I can't remember because it was myself, Oscar on drums. I think Levi Martin was on bass, and I think it was Güero on guitar. I think so.
Was he doing his trademark showing showing his back to the crowd?
Another Jim Morrison.
No, he would literally just like stand facing you guys, and like his back was just facing the crowd.
Yep. I think he might have been, bro. And you know what? Sadly, I did have that performance on VHS somewhere, and I lost it somewhere along the way, bro. I'd love to come across that VHS tape.
Oh man.
And I remember because the drummer Oscar, his dad had recorded the performance, and somehow or other I ended up with the tape. And I remember Oscar asking me back for it, and I couldn't find it. It's probably in my old closet at my parents' house somewhere. I'm not too sure.
That'll be cool if you find it, man.
It'd be badass, bro. But yeah, we had Chavela as a vocalist, and I had Omar as my guitarist too. I think we were both rhythm lead. I think we'd swap at the time. We were terrible, but we were whatever. It was what it was, bro.
Yeah, you guys tried it at least.
But that's how I met you. And before we started recording, I started joking around about how I used to see you in high school before I knew you, and you were the only kid our age that had a full on mustache, bro. The Tom Selleck in our freshman year, bro.
I think I had the mustache since like I was in middle school. To be honest with you,
And you reminded me we did call you Whiskas back in the day.
Whiskas. I think who gave me that nickname? Ralph Corral.
I don't remember, bro.
think it was
Probably the same guy that started calling me fucking Jar Jar because of Star Wars. Because I was a goofy fucker, I guess.
He gave Güero the name Preacher too. No.
Guido was Preacher because he was always our, what do you call it, from the group of friends. He was always the one that kept us in check.
In check. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he was Preacher. You
Still to this day.
Yeah, to the day though, yeah.
If you call him up, he'll give you sound advice and stuff.
Even if you're not asking for it.
He'll do it. He'll do it like without hesitation.
Oh yeah, man. Guido's a good dude, bro. Yeah, my parents love him también. Like back in the day, they'd always ask about him, and or whenever I'd seen him. Last time I saw him was for our buddy's mom's funeral. Was last time I saw Wedo, and he was real quick to say or to ask how my parents were doing. I let my parents know that he was asking for them, and they were happy to hear from him too.
Yep.
So hell yeah, man. But see, so one of the reasons I want to bring you on, aside from all the stuff that we want to talk about as far as us growing up together in Socorro and everything, future plans that we will have at some point come into fruition. You're also an entrepreneur. You run your own business, and I want to hear about that, bro. you'd heard me talk about on a previous podcast, and we actually had a conversation about it. You and I was talking to my guest Brian Carvajal um, about jobs here in El Paso.
Mm-hmm.
How for the longest time, you and I both went through it where we're at a job for a long time. We get complacent. We fall into the routine.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good paying job for El Paso, but at some point we all pretty much woke up and said, "This isn't for us anymore."
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a business owner like you are by any means. I've got my career. I'm happy with my career choice. But you took a bigger gamble on yourself and you took a leap of faith and you're making it work, bro. And just to let you know, like for sure, I'm proud of you, bro. And I want to know how you got to that journey of
Mm-hmm.
becoming your own businessman.
Oh, definitely. Uh, I mean, be proud of what you're doing too here.
Oh no,
It's
no,
cool, man.
definitely, bro.
Yeah.
I love what I do, bro.
Yeah.
Like I legit love what I do. Some people might question that passion of mine, but I love what I do, bro. It's a great career. It's a great job choice, and it's fun.
Yep. Yep.
It's always an adventure there at work.
But you do extra stuff like this,
Mm-hmm.
the podcast,
Yes,
the
bro.
music,
Yeah.
with your son, stuff like that. So.
So that's what I tell everybody about this job, bro. Is that it's afforded me and my son, most importantly, my son, a great lifestyle.
Yep.
If it wasn't for my career, I wouldn't have a roof over my son's
Mm-hmm.
head, or I might, but it might have been an apartment. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have my hobbies. I wouldn't have my son's hobbies. So I'm for sure proud of what I'm doing. No
100%,
no
man.
question, bro.
No, definitely. So, you mentioned that we get complacent with like, um, with our jobs,
Mm-hmm.
just in general. So, like me, like when I was, you mentioned we know each other since high school,
Yeah,
right? So we know what each other for about 27 years. Man, that's
I can't
crazy.
do the math anymore, bro. I'm fucking burnt out.
27, 28 years, bro. It's crazy, huh? Man. Um, but ever since I got out of high school, um, I personally was never taught, like, hey, go to college. Like, well, maybe I was, but it wasn't really like,
An expectation.
no, no, no. It was kind of like more so of, once I was out of school, I was kind of like on my own, but I was never really taught much outside of that. So I started working, not a knock at my mom, by the way.
Right.
She was busy doing her own troubles and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. So I would help out as much as I could, going with my uncles, working construction and stuff like that. But that was never my journey, right? I
Mm-hmm.
could never work construction because it was just too hard for me,
Right.
So I decided to go to the call center life.
Mm-hmm.
It's either construction or call center
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, right? Um, or education or school,
Mm-hmm.
right? But I decided I went through the call center life. Um, but once you're kind of like stuck in the call center life, like you write it because it's just
Mm-hmm.
hard to exit from it, especially when you start getting like bills and you're living the adult life.
Mm-hmm.
And they pay pretty good, for El Paso. I started off at MCI, and then I went to Providian Financial, and then Dish Network, and then all of a sudden I got that big job opportunity at Verizon Wireless,
Mm-hmm.
and I worked there for, I want to say, 16 years, 16 full years. And it was a good paying job, good benefits, but it took away a lot of my years, a lot of my
Mm-hmm.
years. Um, but yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just uh something that you kind of just get stuck doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And stuck because it's not just that you get used to the routine. It's also you get used to the money, or you start getting those questions or those might be fears where you're like, where else am I gonna make the money that I'm making here?
It's good money.
It's good money.
Yeah, it's good money.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't realize like there could be better money out there.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't have like education, like a college degree or something to fall back on, it's hard to find something else outside of that,
Mm-hmm.
right? It really is. Unless you just find something that you're really good at and you create a business from it.
Mm-hmm.
But again, easier said than done.
Right.
On my end, I was lucky enough to um, humble enough to find an opportunity through my father-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because when I met my wife, her dad is an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
He's a proud business owner of a pest control company as well. It's called J&M Pest Control,
Mm-hmm.
and he's been doing this, for 30 years. I want to say for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But even when I met her, I never saw that as an opportunity because I mean I've been with my wife for about 13, 14 years,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't see an opportunity to go work for him until maybe 9 years in the relationship
Mm-hmm.
because I was still stuck with the call center
Right.
aspect of it. Um, my mother-in-law, she would always tell me, "Mijo, ve ayúdale a tu suegro. Go help
Mm-hmm.
him out." And I would never see like that as an option. I would be like, "No, I'm comfortable. I'm content working over
Yeah.
here." But then COVID came in, and then we started working from home, and I started getting kind of like tired of the call center life at that
Mm-hmm.
point. And then so I decided to, I did not start my entrepreneur journey at that point,
Mm-hmm.
my business journey. I just wanted some extra cash.
Right.
So I decided to get my license with my father-in-law and just go out there with him and make a couple bucks here and there.
So real quick to relate to that, this kind of reminds me of a conversation I've had with other friends too, where the movie Office Space, you had a desk job, I had a desk job,
Mm-hmm.
and we go out and do something to make ourselves ultimately happier, where it's a hands-on job
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to
Yeah.
being behind a computer all fucking
Mm-hmm.
day.
Yep.
That's why I love that movie, bro. Because that movie, I relate to it a lot. Because all those years at the rock where I used to work at for the longest time, behind the desk, behind the keyboard, carpal tunnel from always being there, same old fucking routine, right?
I think I still have.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
So I'm not on the computer often enough to where it's gonna affect me anymore. But for sure, it's probably still lingering there. You know,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm on there long enough. But going back to what I was saying though, I never saw myself at that point in time, kind of like what you're saying. I didn't see myself having a hands-on job ever.
Mm-hmm.
And then now that I'm doing it to relate to the movie, it's the best thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
Best decision ever.
Mm-hmm.
So
But we have to see that opportunity. We have to
yeah,
see
seize the day, bro.
that window and then move forward with it.
Mm-hmm.
I think. I mean, you and I, we always conversate. At least I want to say like once or twice a week. No, like
Right.
maybe we just conversate like for about
Mm-hmm.
an hour
Right.
sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And we always say, I think we started like, it feels like we've gone through the same. Correct me if I'm wrong. Kind of like this, a similar storyline
Yeah.
since we were like maybe 35,
Yeah. Give or take.
give or take, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we have like a good competitive.
Yeah. Yeah. Not based out of jealousy or nothing. It's always inspirational.
Yes, yeah. You see, and we both started our journey late,
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm.
We're 45,
45,
right?
bro.
Ah, it's
It
crazy.
got here too fucking quick.
Mm-hmm. And it just feels like we definitely started our journey late, but it's never too late to start your journey late,
Mm-hmm.
right? Even now, I sometimes even tell you like I think we have like 10 more prime years left. What can we
Mm-hmm.
do?
Mm-hmm.
What can we do within these 10 years before we get old,
Mm-hmm.
brittle, and unable to really do much?
Right.
We got to, how you mentioned, we got to seize the day,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where we're kind of like at right now.
Yeah. There's a bunch of stuff where. So with me, it was having Mijo at 34.
Mm-hmm.
Like Mijo was planned and everything. That relationship ended up not working out. And long story short, I've got primary custody of my son
Mm-hmm.
for crazy reasons. Whatever it is, what it is. Um, but I'm fortunate enough to have um, primary custody of my son, and my parents helping me out too while I'm at work. You know. But I remember it was about when I was 28 years old though. Whenever I first started deciding I needed to grow up,
Mm-hmm.
because we used to go out every weekend. Remember? And if I wasn't drinking with you guys and our group of friends, I was drinking with my other group of friends. It
Mm-hmm.
was either going to karaoke bars every weekend, whatever,
All the time.
Smokies on Viscount doing karaoke, or we go to the light
Light
bar,
bar.
the light bar,
Yep.
uh, all sorts of different places, bro. But I remember that was the work routine too, where Monday through Friday, and I was working on Saturday too, but Monday through Friday, get that out of the way so you can go party again.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember at some point, when I turned 28, I slowed down on drinking
Mm.
significantly. And it was because I was thinking, even at 28, I was thinking, like they say in Spanish, se me va a pasar el pinche tren.
Mm.
I was afraid I was going to miss out on life because I don't have a steady relationship. I don't have children yet. And the thing I wanted most in my life was to eventually be a dad, right?
So you were thinking that at 28?
I was thinking that even before 28,
Mm.
bro. But at 28, I was like, I got to make this shit happen.
Mm-hmm.
And and it didn't happen till I was, if he was born when I was 34, so around 33 when it finally came into fruition somehow, right? But I remember that was good and gold, but it was more an overnight growing up.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as financially and career wise, I really wish I'd have started my, if it was going to be the railroad career or whatever it was, a lot sooner, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you see, I don't think I ever thought that way. I lived with my mom up until I was like 32.
Well, so did I, bro, with my parents.
Yep. 32, 33
Wow,
years old.
me 36, I guess.
Something like that, right? I mean, I probably would still be like, if I didn't meet my wife at that point in time, I
Right?
probably still would have,
Yeah.
it, to me, it was just normal. It was normal. Like,
Well, we're Hispanic families, bro. That's how it goes
hmm
sometimes.
yeah, yeah, it's just part of culture
Hmm.
sometimes, right? And we get stuck with that specific mindset. But there's always reasons behind certain
Hmm.
things. But with me, it had nothing to do with it. It was just me just living that life. But I would be paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah. Yep.
Because all my money would go to the bar.
Hmm.
Um, so when I met my wife at that point, um, I remember it was kind of like how you mentioned at age 28, right?
Hmm.
With me, it was more like, if I don't do something right now,
Yeah.
she's gonna go away, right?
She's gonna seize the day somewhere else
Yes,
because you're not seizing your day.
yes. So I decided to get my apartment for the
Right.
very first time, and I remember it was $750, something like that.
Hmm.
And I was like, man, how can I do this? But all of a sudden, I had money to pay for an apartment because I wasn't using that money at the bars.
Hmm.
All of a sudden, I had money, and I had money to take her out on dates,
Hmm.
spend $300 tabs sometimes,
Yeah.
um, which I didn't have that money, but I was.
Yeah. You gotta woo her and you gotta impress her and
Yes, and it worked.
yeah. Got you.
Got you. Yes. um, so that was kind of like the moment where I started doing things differently. Um, so then from there, I was 30, I want to say 32, 33 at that point.
Hmm.
Still working Verizon. Just living life from there. I've never owned a home because I always thought to myself, I can't
Yeah.
get a house. Like I'm not gonna be able to afford a house. I'm not gonna pass my credit with the house. I always
Hmm.
had that mindset. Even though back in the day when I was 18, I helped my mom get a house, but I didn't really do much. Like, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, it was just I had new credit and it helped her.
Right.
But I never really I could never say like, hey, this is my house,
Right.
right? So like, I was I because of because I want to say because of my wife, the way I learned, uh, I learned how to adult
Hmm.
a certain way, right? So I I, I finally got my first house like at age 41,
Right.
40, 41, right? So it's kind of like that journey, right? So it's like, My first apartment at 33, first house at
Mm-hmm.
41. But I'm like I wish my first apartment was at 23.
For sure.
My first house at 28, 29, 31. But hey, you know what? We got to just go with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I could easily not have a house. I could easily not have a wife, but I decided to take that moment of faith at that point.
Yeah, because you do got to think on that same topic. Like, I remember being in my 20s, living in my parents, in my 30s, living with my parents. And of course, you date, you go out with girls here and there.
Hmm.
You get the girlfriends that you get here and there also. But it was always a topic where you're like, fuck, how do I tell me I live with my parents? It's embarrassing, bro. And I did it for a long time.
Yeah.
I stuck out on, but it's the way we live for a good while.
Well, you can't invite them to the house.
You can't.
Like not just. I mean, at that point in time, I don't think we really thought of it too much that way. But now, if you really think about it, like that's why relationships wouldn't last.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, ¿quién se va a querer andar con alguien que still living at home at 32, 33?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they'll do it,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not gonna last that long unless you make a change.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Um, but remember when I was talking to you about that competitive, like that good
Mm-hmm.
competitive relationship that we have is because who got the house first, me or you?
Me, I got it before I turned 40.
Oh yeah, you see.
It was well, whenever COVID happened, 2020, so I was 40.
Oh, so it
I was
was
about to turn 40.
okay. Yeah.
But a shameless plug is Maribel, your wife,
Mhm.
helped me out get my first house,
Mhm.
and she's the best help I could have ever asked for. And I've said it before, time and time again. Like if I could recommend anybody go to one particular real estate agent, it's gonna be Maribel, because Maribel goes above and beyond. And I'm not saying that lightly just because I care about her, because she helped me out. Like for sure, Maribel. If I had questions or if I had concerns about the house, I'd jump to message her or call her, and she'd fix it quick.
That's good.
Like I remember when I came over to my house, the frame was up, right, and I brought my parents, and I've got two of my female best friends that I've known for life, Cindy and Amanda. I think it was just Cindy that time. I brought her to come see the house, and the frame was like big old gaps between the 2x4s, bro.
Mm,
And I was like, I'm not in construction, but I know this ain't fucking right. Fucking Maribel fixed it quick, bro. A
nice.
couple of phone calls, Maribel fixed it quick. And to the day, I mean, you don't think I'm excited whenever I see you guys ring my doorbell and leave a gift basket at my
Mhm.
door, you know?
Yeah.
It makes my day. So
Nice.
again, if you guys are looking for someone to help you purchase a home, or to sell your home even, Maribel, reach out to her, Maribel Martinez Realty. She'll help you out. I love Maribel. She's great people. Your wife, I love her, dude. Anyway, going
I
back to
love
what
her
we were
too.
talking about.
No, well, so you see, you got your house.
Yeah, bro.
It gave me like that feeling, like man, like he got it. Like I need to get a house too.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a good, like it was like a good. Uh, it, it,
Because the first house you had prior was something that Maribel acquired, and then you guys got your own house together. Is that what
hmm
it was, or?
Yeah, it was her home,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but it wasn't like our home
Right.
type of thing,
I
right?
get it.
So me as a man, I felt like I needed to. Hey, you know what? We need to get our own house as
Mm-hmm.
well. So we were able to get our house up, but if it wasn't for seeing someone like yourself get your house, my friend getting a house or other friends getting their home, especially at our age,
Right.
it gave me motivation to like, hey, I could do it too. And look, we finally got our homes, even though at age 40.
Well,
But
dude, I attribute that to So I was 6 years into the railroad, give or take, when I started looking, or 5 years into the railroad. But I remember, of course, my parents, of course, they're a big inspiration for me getting my own house too, right?
hmm
But I remember my uncle Emilio, my youngest uncle on my dad's side. I love that dude, right? But I can't remember what the conversation me and my uncle Emilio were having, and he was like, "Mijo, why don't you have your own house yet?" And the way I would justify it back in the day too, living with my parents, the way I justify it, bro, was that I'm living in and out of my suitcase,
hmm
because I'm traveling with the railroad every week, whatever. I live out of my suitcase. I'm only home on the weekends, whatever. But again, I thank my parents for helping me get not get the house, but the inspiration to get the house. But my uncle Emilio too, because he's like, dude, what are you waiting for?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I'm waiting till I feel established with my career.
Mm.
He's like,
Like
dude,
why?
what the fuck? You work for the railroad, man.
Right.
You're already established,
Yeah.
bro. And you know what? I don't think I ever told you this, but we have our old house here in Campestre too that I was raised at. You know,
Mm-hmm.
my brother's is several, not even a mile that way, right? But that house has been under construction for a while, and I wanted to kind of move into that house.
Mm.
It would have been the easier
The
move,
easier
right?
route.
The easier route. And I never talked to my dad about this, but my mom told me that you know what, your dad kind of wants you to forge your own path,
Mm-hmm.
get your own house.
Yeah.
And initially, I was pretty upset at not at my dad, but just at the whole notion, right? Like, why don't they just let me have that house and I can move into that fucking house, whatever. But no, no. Ultimately, I'm way happier having bought my own house.
Mm-hmm.
I bought a brand new house where every memory in this house is my son and I, right?
Mm-hmm. And it
So
gives you a sense of accomplishment.
accomplishment like a motherfucker, bro, for
Yep.
sure.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
And I wish those were the traits that we knew. Like, I wish we had learned those traits early on in life. Well,
right.
at least me.
Mm-hmm.
At least me. But at this point in my life, I guess I'm I'm content with where I'm at now. But yeah, yeah, I wish I could go back and do things differently with certain things.
Yeah, definitely, bro. I'm content too, pero sí, también, porque with me, I think about all the advice my dad would give us or
Mm-hmm.
my mom would give us, like try to buy a terreno, a lot early on,
Mm.
stuff like that, you know. But we always figure we know better.
Mm-hmm.
Our parents usually always know better, and my parents for sure did. And I wouldn't listen because again, like we are talking about earlier too, is I didn't invest in a terreno, but we were out there drinking, we were out
Mm-hmm.
there having the time of our lives, fucking doing karaoke or whatever the fuck, you know.
And what did that do for us?
Not a damn thing.
I didn't learn how to sing. I, I thought I did know how to sing, but that was just a beer talking, huh?
Damn, bro. But yeah, it did nothing for us. I mean, some of those memories are golden for sure. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
I've got great memories of stuff that we've done back in the day and everything, and stuff that I look back and laugh at. But then there's also stuff where you wonder, like thank God, knock on wood, I don't drink and drive anymore. But back in the day, how would I get home? I'd be driving,
Oh man,
putting your own life and everybody else in danger. You know, it's like
I
I regret that for sure, bro.
there was at least 100 times where I would have been caught drinking and driving for sure.
Dude. So the second mijo was born. That's when I feel that I for sure grew up, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I remember going to this party. It was around this time several years ago. I think Mijo was like 4 or 5 years old. But I know it was around Valentine's Day because my buddy Angel's birthday and his daughter's birthday is in February,
Mm.
and we'd gone over to their joint birthday party over by Target and George Theater,
Mm-hmm.
and we were having a good time at the party, and a bunch of our friends were like, let's go take this to, I think we went to Fanatics, is what it was, that bar. They had karaoke night that night. Let's take the party over to Fanatics. Let's go take the kids, drop them off, whatever the fuck, and keep on partying. And again, since Mijo was born, I didn't really drink and drive, whatever. But then that day, bro, I remember, sure enough, I took Mijo to my parents' house, met up with everybody at Fanatics, and had a great time. And not something I pride myself in at all, but something about, we're not alcoholics. I'm not in denial either. But my brothers and I, we've got high tolerance, bro. We always have.
Mm-hmm.
We've got high tolerance. We
Even now?
even now, bro. Um, it's hard to turn me into a blithering idiot when I'm
Mm-hmm.
when I'm drinking alcohol. Like I can drink a lot, I'll be fine. Especially my brothers. I don't drink a lot, and I've got high tolerance. My brothers more so. Anyway, not a skill to be showing off at all. But
Mm.
but I remember that day, bro. I drank quite a bit, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I drank a lot, but I wasn't even buzzing. We're taking shots, we're taking drinks, we're doing karaoke. Probably because you sweat it out when you're singing. It's out in the club, whatever the bar.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember driving home on I-10, get off on Americas. I see a state trooper behind me. Get off on North Loop. Keep on coming down North Loop, and right before Rio Vista, it was Circle K before. I think it was a Valero now. I can't remember. Chevron, one of those. Um, State trooper turns on his lights.
Oh,
Scared the shit out of me, bro. Because I'm thinking, I know I'm okay, but I know I'm gonna breathe hot.
yep.
That's what I'm thinking. And keep in mind, this is a story I haven't shared on the podcast, bro. This is crazy. But anyway, I pull over, and I know enough not to say to the state trooper, I had a few drinks. I had one or two drinks. No. I told him I drank enough, but I'm scared shitless, bro. I'm like, I'm gonna lose my job if I get a DUI or whatever the fuck happens. I'm gonna have to end up going to Camp Snoopy, whatever rehab
Mm-hmm.
or whatever the fuck. And I don't really drink anymore, right? But I drank that day. But I'm thinking the worst. I'm gonna lose my job. I have a CDL for work. I'm gonna lose my CDL. I'm gonna lose my job. I can't work without a CDL, whatever the fuck. I'm scared shitless, bro. But the state trooper takes my registration, takes my ID, goes into his car, comes back, and sure enough, Mr. Rodriguez, have you been drinking today? And I'm like, yeah, I have. He's like, how many drinks have you had? I'm like, you know what? I don't know how many drinks I've had, but I've had several. Being respectful too, calling
Mm-hmm.
him sir and everything. It was a younger dude, bro. It was a younger cop too, but still, I've had several, sir. Being polite. And um I did tell him too, something in the lines of but as you can see I have a CDL, so I don't drink to a point where I'm gonna be at a point where I can't drive
Where you
because
can't
if
drive.
yeah, I'm not gonna risk losing my job over me deciding to party or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes back to his car and he's there for a while and I'm shitting bricks. I'm scared shitless, bro. He comes back and he's like, Mr. Rodriguez, do you have a family? I'm like, oh, it's just me and my son. And he's like, where's your son now? I'm like, oh, he's at my parents. My parents' house is just down the way. I'm not too far from it. Just gotta get to Alameda, down to Horizon, and I'm right there. And he's like, and are you gonna go pick up your son and then go to your house, or what's the deal, Mr. Rodriguez? And I'm like, oh no, sir, I'm gonna go pick him. I mean, I'm gonna go to my parents' house, and I
Stay
live
there.
there.
Yeah.
I live out of my suitcase because I work for the railroad, so I'm gonna make sure my son's all right. Wake up, make him breakfast, pack up my bags, and drive out to. I was working in Amarillo at the time as the maintainer. I gotta head out to Amarillo tomorrow. And he's like, okay, Mr. Rodriguez, so I'm not gonna see you on the roads anymore, am I? And I'm like, no, sir, you're not.
Wow.
And he's like, so the reason I'm pulling you over, Mr. Rodriguez, is because your passenger side tail light is out.
Mm.
And I'm not picking up on the hint either. I'm like, really? Because my truck's pretty new and the dash would tell me if my fucking light is out. So he fucking reiterates. He's like, Mr. Rodriguez, the reason I'm pulling you over is because your right passenger side tail light is out. Got you. Like, go straight home. So, ahora hasta menos, like, I don't fucking drink and drive at all, bro, because lightning's not going to hit twice that way, bro.
That was a lesson learned right there.
Lesson learned, bro. And so that's what brings me back to our days, our youth, bro. Like, fortunately, we never got caught
Mm-hmm.
doing our stupid shit. I didn't. I don't think you did either, right?
No.
Good.
Yeah. No. 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 Actually, I think I did go to jail for public intoxication once, but that's a different story. So that's a whole different story.
Was that New Year's in downtown or something, or was that somebody else?
No, no, that's a different time.
Okay.
Yeah, different time. Um, but it's better than a DUI, right?
Yeah, for sure, bro.
But I've never gotten pulled over for DUI, thank God. But I could have easily
Right.
done it. Like, there's no like even up. So I stopped drinking a little bit over 2 years ago.
Right.
So I want to say like even up to like maybe 3 years ago, I could have like probably gotten stopped for DUI for sure. We're gonna think of it.
It's not worth it, bro.
No.
Especially people like if you look at FitFam or whatever on social media, you see all the arrest photos for the drunks and shit.
Yep.
It's like in the world of fucking Uber, people still
Yep.
can't figure it out.
That's the thing. Yeah. You gotta take advantage of that. Like Uber, like don't take that risk.
Fuck no.
What's more expensive, the DUI fees and all that time frame, or a $30 Uber rate?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm
It's a gamble not worth fucking
no
betting on. Fuck that.
easier said than done though.
Oh, for sure.
But you mentioned that you have like a high tolerance.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I At my age, I was already starting to like lose that tolerance. Like I think I was getting like a good buzz after like a beer or two.
Mm-hmm.
And like my wife would tell me like, "Ya se te miran la cara." Like that, like after a beer or two.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, "Nah." But yeah, it was like my tolerance was not there anymore.
Now, I had friends that would tell me in Spanish, bro, like they'd offer me a drink, or again going to parties and they'd offer me a drink. I'm like, no, no, I'm not driving, especially if Mijo's with me.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna drink because I'm driving. Okay, okay, no pisteas porque you're religious or what? Like, no, no, I just don't drink that much, bro. And then they'd say the whole thing, pues, Dios tienes la cara de borracho entonces. So it's like, fuck you, dude. I guess I look like a drunk, but no, I'm not.
No.
I swear. And I was telling you earlier, I've got all that liquor in my fucking pantry,
Mhm.
but that liquor sits for years, bro. Because I drink rum now.
Mhm.
If I'm in the mood to drink, which is rare, because it's rare for me to say I feel like drinking.
Mhm.
But when I drink, I'm gonna have a rum.
Right.
I'm tired of whiskey. Whiskey was my thing for the longest time. Tequila, I'm tired of. Um, Whiskey, I'll still touch here and there, bro. But it's rum now,
Mhm.
and it's not the nice hard rum either. It's fucking Malibu or whatever the fuck,
Mm.
rum chata, the softer stuff. But
Mhm.
still, man, I'm not drinking as much as I used
That's
to.
good, man.
So
I've never really known you as a big drinker, though.
I wasn't, bro. I wasn't.
I mean, there was times when we would get drunk.
But that's just it. So going back to preacher and that year 2000, fucking that New Year's Eve party
Oh,
at Ralph's house.
yeah.
So if you remember correctly, I was at my girlfriend at the time's house first before I went to you guys' party,
Mhm.
and my brother Rudy was already there. So it's a year 2000. Everybody's afraid of Y2K. Their bank accounts are going to be wiped out or
Mhm.
whatever. I'm with my girlfriend at the time at her house with her family enjoying New Year, and I had the grapes and the champagne only at their house. We get to Corral's house,
Mhm.
and my own brother Rudy. I think it was Rudy, Ralph, and Weddle, a preacher for sure, that were like, "Hey, everybody's trying to get us close to 20 shots for the year 2000." And I'm like, "Fuck, here goes nothing."
Dude,
I hit the 20 shots.
what?
So later on in life, when I slowed down with drinking, Rudy, my brother, used to get mad at me because he's like,
Mhm.
"You're not the same Rene you used to be. You don't party like you used to. What happened to 2000 Rene when you drank those 20 shots?"
Wow.
And I was okay because I remember we were driving with the guy that was my ride was my girlfriend's sister's boyfriend at the time,
Mhm.
whatever. Too. We were in his car and he's giving me Rudy. Do you remember that guy we called Cowboy? He,
Yes.
he had shown up for that party. He got stupid drunk too. He's giving us all a ride back to our houses before he went to his house. And Cowboy's puking in the back of his car. Rudy's buzzing like crazy too. And I was okay with 20 shots at the time, bro. But we were what, 20 years old?
So you guys were all depending on Cowboy
Depending on how.
on driving you
No, no,
guys?
no. Manny did.
Oh, I see.
No,
Oh, I
no,
thought it
no.
was Cowboy. It was
Dude,
driving
dude,
you.
that guy Cowboy, bro, was I remember he was dressed in a shirt and tie and a leather jacket,
Oh yeah.
and I'm sitting in the front with Manny. I
Wait, which
think
Manny? Ralph's brother?
no, 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 no. El boyfriend de my high school girlfriend's sister.
Oh, that's right.
That was that
Yes, yes, yes.
taller Weddle
Mm-hmm.
dude. That guy's a piece of shit. All these years later too. But anyway, that's another story. But we're in Manny's car, bro. And I remember looking back and Cowboy, we're like, "Are you okay, bro?" Because he's making all sorts of noises, bro. He's opening up his jacket and puking in his own.
Oh my God. I can't
But
believe you remember all of this, man.
dude, crazy, bro. But that's when I used to drink a lot. That's back in the day when
That's
we used to party,
yeah,
bro.
yeah. Well, that's I had better tolerance at that point, but that's at that age. I don't know if would you drink and then get home like around 3 o'clock in the morning and still go to work the next day, or not even three, like 5 o'clock in the morning,
Yes,
and
dude.
then go to work like a 7 o'clock job or 6 o'clock job, and we'd be good.
Well, so when I worked at the rock quarry, I think we're supposed to be there by. I think in the summer we'd open up like at 6 and winter like at 7, if I remember correctly.
Hmm.
So see, we'd be out there partying and just get home, fucking shower up, like take a 2 hour nap maybe, shower
Yeah,
up, go back to work. Igual como andabas,
yeah.
igual de animal.
Well, at
So
least we could say we took advantage of it, no?
Yeah, for sure, bro. And again, that's not a bunch of stuff that I'm proud of either.
Hmm.
That's just stuff that it made us who we are now, I guess,
Yes, yes.
for better or worse.
And with me, I feel like it continued with me throughout like even my 30s
Mm-hmm.
up until my 40s.
Mm-hmm.
So like even just drinking, just it really affected a lot of like um everything as a whole with me, like whether it's with work or just things that I wanted to accomplish.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it I want to say it was kind of like my downfall with a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
Drinking. I don't want to say I was an alcoholic or anything like that, but maybe I was.
Mm-hmm.
You know. But yeah, it. I blame a lot of like my early 30s, well, late 20s, early 30s on just depending on drinking, partying,
Mm-hmm.
alcohol, all that stuff. Cuz that was like my number one priority, and then
Mm-hmm.
everything else after that.
So you were actually want to say I feel like drinking today,
Like today, like on a Tuesday,
right?
whether it's a beer or two, and then like on a Thursday, and then Friday comes. You know how everybody's like, Friday, like
Mm-hmm.
time to drink. But then Friday would also be Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
and then Sunday, because it's Sunday.
Yep.
Cook out and drink a couple more beers. So now, if you really think about it, now it's 4 days out of the week, every
Right.
single week.
Yeah, and I remember for sure we would start on Thursdays sometimes. I mean, like you were saying,
Mm-hmm.
Sundays is your recovery day, and you might have a few too. Sometimes
You just mentioned that the recovery days. So like now, the older that we're getting,
it's recovery weeks.
days, a couple of days just
Mm-hmm.
to recover, and it starts, it drains you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and so you're not putting good effort like with your job or like with your personal life,
Mm-hmm.
because you're just recovering. You're just there like all
Mm-hmm.
hungover.
Zombie mode.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure, man. I don't miss that.
Mm-mm. I don't either, bro. Again, it even got to the point where not the crew that I'm with right now, but there were crews that I was in the railroad before, where for sure a lot of people after work's over they drink,
Mm-hmm.
which is fine. You know, if you can control your liquor, your alcohol, whatever, that's fine. Everybody does it. I'm not one to judge anybody. I don't judge anybody for what they do.
To each their own.
To each their own, bro. I've always said it, but I remember it got to the point where with some of the crews I was on, I wasn't one of the guys because I'm not out there drinking with
Mm.
them.
Mm-hmm.
But especially when you're at work, bro, I don't want to show up to work the following day where I could barely function.
Mm-hmm.
Not in a physical job, bro. Fuck that. And these guys could function the following day. They might be having a hard time sweating it out or whatever, but they're functioning. And I'm like, nah. If I get to that point where I'm lacking sleep
Mm-hmm.
and I'm hungover, I'm not gonna give you my best at work. Fuck no.
Yeah.
And some of these guys would I think they thought I was a narc, bro, just because I wouldn't chill with them and drink. But it's just it wasn't my thing to do at work.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
You get to see um uh kind of like the people that you hang out with, like who's really just hanging out for the drinking aspect of it, than just being someone
Mm-hmm.
that's like your friend or whatnot. You
Mm-hmm.
notice like okay, this guy really is only uh we would only kind of kick it when we're drinking,
Mm-hmm.
right? But like we can't kick it like when we're not drinking.
Or so we thought.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. 'Cause like me, like you and I, like we kick it without drinking.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even remember when's the last time we drank like
Mm-hmm.
together. You know what I'm saying? But we don't care if we drink or not.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I had stopped drinking, gracias a Dios, like all my friends, like I thought I was gonna lose a lot of friends, because I was like, just we would just hang out while we were drinking.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. But no, like I still hang out with everybody and I chill with everybody.
Yes and no for me, bro, because I think with me it turned into the whole being a dad thing where oh Renee doesn't have time for this anymore or whatever
Mm-hmm.
because he's with his son or whatever. But I mean that's justifiable. I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think the second you go dry and stop touching alcohol, that's when maybe people might. I mean, thankfully for you, it's not the case, but it's. I think with me, I wouldn't say I lost friends because I stopped drinking, or I mean, I still drink once in a while, not often, right? But I don't think it really affected me too much as becoming a dad did.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, that's my priority.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, our priorities change at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But we're also at that age where we're limited to certain things, like whether it's our family now,
Mm-hmm.
kids now, work. So like we don't have. I mean that to me, like I don't have time for that party
Mm-hmm.
lifestyle or drinking as much as I used to before because I've just got too many priorities now,
Mm-hmm.
and like we're at that certain age where it's like all of that other stuff doesn't matter.
Right. And I think for the longest time, a lot of people knew that. Like in my case, um, if I'm gonna be invited somewhere, they know I'm gonna bring my son.
Mm-hmm.
So more often than not, it was a restaurant or whatever because they
Mm-hmm.
know I'm not gonna go to fucking Timmy's and leave Ryan at home or whatever the fuck,
Yeah.
right? So
Like you want to be around Ryan.
I want to be with my son,
Mm-hmm.
and my son's one of the guys too now
Yep.
for what it is, you know, like that's one of the things I take pride in, bro, is that because of the way. I mean, thankfully, I've got help from my parents raising my son, but my son's becoming me for sure, and he's becoming my brothers also because we all influence
Mm-hmm.
him
Yeah.
our own different ways, and he picks up on our mannerisms, the
Mm-hmm.
way we talk, and everything. It's like, oh fuck, I created a monster, but it's all good, bro.
That's cool, man.
I love it, bro.
And he's a good drummer too.
Oh yeah, he is. He's he's a hell of a good musician, bro. Everything he picks up, he's learning. So I'm gonna try to get him more instruments because he
That's
wants to
good,
learn
man.
everything he can. But anyway, we went so fucking far off topic, bro. We were going up into your whole business journey, which is
Mm.
fine. We veered off, but that's all gravy because we're talking about stuff that for sure.
It's just these are conversations we
These are the
have.
conversations that we have, and this is how me and you are as friends. And again, I said it earlier, and I'll always say it, brother. You're a brother to me, and the stories that we've shared, we can't share all of them, but
We
it's
will.
you're a great part of my journey, bro. You know. Yeah, we'll share them later for sure. there, there's some I want permission to before we talk about,
Yeah.
but yeah, man. But anyway, going back to being an entrepreneur, like, dude, I was saying that I was
How do
saying
you
that
say it?
word,
Entre-
uh, entrepreneur.
entrepreneur.
I wasn't so much practicing that word, but now that I purposely want to say it on the podcast, I'm having a hard time saying it.
Right?
Like I would on. But anyway, so
Better you than me.
yeah, man. But at what point were you like I gotta work for myself? Because becoming a business owner to me, what I'm thinking is it's scary for sure at the beginning. I want to know what you felt when you started, but also that's a big gamble on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll relay some information once you express whatever you say, whatever your story is. But I imagine taking that bet on yourself is a crazy one, but you're making it happen.
Mm-hmm. Um, you know, I want to say it's not as w- well on my end. It wasn't really as hard as you think, right? Because I did have a good setup, right? So like I was already kind of done with Verizon, but I didn't really know it,
Right.
right? But at the same time, like my father-in-law already had his business, right? So it made it easier for me to kind of transition into that. So like sometimes how you know how we mentioned earlier, it's like when you see kind of like an opportunity, you just go along with it. But with me, it was just kind of like baby steps. So
Right.
with me, it was just kind of like, hey, let me go ahead and just make some extra cash because I still work for Verizon while I was making some extra cash with my father-in-law. Um, but then once I started working with him, I started liking just being out there and
Mm-hmm.
meeting people and clients and just doing something different outside of the call center. So
Mm-hmm.
like to me, that's all I knew was like that call center life. But when I was out there, it was just like a whole different vibe, and I was starting to like it. So then it started to that vibe started transitioning into a negative
Mm-hmm.
in Verizon. You could see it like in my calls and stuff like that. So like my supervisors were like they would call me out, and
Mm-hmm.
um, so like little by little, I started hating the call center life and transitioning towards working with my father-in-law. So then, long story short, I got fired from Verizon. It was kind of planned, um, but I was already during that time. I took it upon myself to go ahead and get my licenses.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but again, I could not have gotten to where I was at that point without the help of my father-in-law, who's like a to me he's a business mentor of mine,
Mm-hmm.
but he's also like a just a mentor in general. And
In life in general.
you know how we were talking about earlier about mentors.
Mm-hmm.
You always need different mentors in your life, whether it's for business, whether it's for life, whether it's for whatever it might be. Always have a mentor
Yeah.
because they always help you with your journey through life. And you know, with me, he's always been a big mentor of mine.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like uh, the dad that I didn't have when my dad passed away.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Well, that's a whole different
Mm-hmm.
story. But um, once I I started working with him, um, that's where I kind of, to my fault, I'm very well. I don't want to say it's to my fault, but I'm very determined on doing things my way.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah, like so, like if I'm doing something, like my father-in-law could do everything 100% correct, but I just have my own way of doing things,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it could be the wrong way. It's just, but it's my way of doing things.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I had to kind of like lean with that and open up my own business. But it was more so also um to support like my family,
Right.
right? So I'm I see myself kind of like a loyal person at heart. So like I didn't even want to like start my own business. My wife would tell me just start it. My parents don't care if you start your own business. Like, but I would see it kind of like no, like I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for your parents. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm working with them and stuff like that. Like it looks bad like starting your own business. So I had like I set up like a dinner with them and I explained to them like I you know I'm still gonna work with you guys, but I need to start my own because I need to do something for me. You
Mm-hmm.
know. So yeah, they were cool with it. They were like, yeah, go for it. And yeah, so
Ultimately, that's what's better for the whole family, for you and Maribel
hmm
and Victoria.
I mean, yeah, for sure. But
So
at that point, I didn't know how big of a deal it would be because
if it's gonna feel like a stab in the back or
I I felt that way.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You
But they
know,
didn't.
I did, but that's just me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just I feel loyal to a certain extent.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I had to do it in order to do my own thing.
And make a name for yourself.
Yes, yeah, and do it my way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I'm a very stubborn person, and even Maribel will tell you. So like, I'm just stubborn with everything. I
Mm-hmm.
like doing things my way, even if it's to a fault. But I can't work any way outside of that. But it it helps me be who I am right now for sure,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I've like. Even to this day, I'm still learning
Mm-hmm.
because I wasn't used to being an entrepreneur. I
Mm-hmm.
said that right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still learning
For
how to be an
sure.
entrepreneur because I'm learning at the age of I started learning at the age of 40. I already had my business for going this is my third year
Mm-hmm.
and I'm still learning. I'm still going like the business aspect of it. I'm still learning that. I'm learning as I go. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I decided to. I saw the opportunity in the window and I took it.
Mm-hmm.
I got my licenses. I started my business. I've hit some uh,
Road bumps.
road bumps as I go, but again, that's just the business nature of it
Yeah, you gotta
when
learn.
you're
You
learning.
gotta hit some bumps before you make what's the saying? I can't think of it right now. But yeah, you're gonna hit bumps along the way before you get good.
Yeah, yeah. I'm good at what I do. Uh, with Verizon, if there's one thing that Verizon provided me throughout all of those years is they invest millions on customer service. Like because you have to speak to all forms of customers,
Mm-hmm.
whether they're irate, just whatever it is. So they teach you how to speak with customers, have that customer service aspect of it. So I had that in the bag. You know what I mean? So
Right.
so that definitely helped me. I just didn't have the business acumen.
The way they talk to you at Chick-fil-A too, all friendly and
There you go. Yeah, no, that's I
it's
provide that.
it's like yeah for sure.
But as far as like the business aspect, oh man, that if you guys start a business, make sure you look at all the ins and outs, because it could come at you pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
Like let's just say this year I got a sales tax audit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? 3 years in, I got lucky enough to go through a sales tax audit. That was new to me.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to go through a sales tax audit. You know what I'm saying?
You want to make sure you're not skewing the books or the numbers or whatever.
Well, I know I'm not doing that,
Right.
but it's just a whole different animal. Like when you're working with somewhere like Verizon or with the railroad, you you don't have to worry about all that stuff. They do.
Oh, as a maintainer, you do, bro.
Oh, you do.
Yeah, yeah. So as a maintainer, you're in charge of a section of track, and I was a maintainer for 8.5 years, whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a group called the FRA, the federal whatever. So they make sure you're doing your job right. And the same thing, you might think you're doing your job right, but if they find something that's wrong, or if an accident happens on your territory
Mm-hmm.
for something that you didn't you overlooked, and or something you could have fixed but you didn't, and let's say it's a crossing,
Mm-hmm.
causes a fatality. God forbid that ever happens, right? But they happen. There's a fatality at your crossing. They're gonna go through the books, all the paperwork, your inspections that you do every month. If they find something that's wrong that you noticed before, because you take note of everything you do in a crossing inspection, you take note of everything. It pays you more than the position I have now, because of the responsibility that comes with it.
Mm-hmm.
Something happens that they find something wrong with that crossing, it's your ass.
Mm.
You could pay fees up to whatever amount of money, and you could even serve jail time.
Oh wow.
So it is extra stress on your plate. So whenever FRA comes into play, you want to make sure everything's done right. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
don't you don't want to fuck around with bullshit. You don't.
Yeah.
You want to make sure your territory is as good as possible. Did I ever get any write-ups? For sure, I did, but it was stuff that I was able to quickly fix. Nothing severe.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
like I kept my stuff pretty okay.
That's good. That's good, man.
But I know what you're saying. As a business owner, it all falls on you.
100%.
Yep.
And you have to have everything in line, the
Mm-hmm.
insurance and cover yourself. And then also, you don't have it doesn't come with insurance, right? Like medical or anything like that.
Right.
So you have to get that on your own. So everything you have to get on your own, right? But it feels good having that freedom
Mm-hmm.
of being out there doing your own thing, learning the hard way, but you learn as you go, and then just everything starts falling into place.
Mm-hmm. But you're not just a run-the-mill pest control service, because you're even taking steps that are necessary for the times too. Like you've got your website set up for the appointments and everything, and
Well, even then,
you're taking extra steps that not everybody would take.
it's definitely needed because it makes you look professional.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
Yeah, but you see, like right now, you mentioned the website. Like I'm actually working on a newer website. So right
Mm-hmm.
now, I'm transitioning towards another program to use, but you have to worry about all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The website, the just the programs that you use to send out to clients,
Mm-hmm.
make yourself look professional, stuff like that. So it 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 does have a lot of ins and outs, and it is hard work, the background stuff, but it's needed to be successful in what you're doing.
Yeah, because I imagine you got to tap into every outlet that you can to help you be successful to help you rise up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's proven itself to be great because at this point, you got voted the second best in El Paso as far as pest control services.
Yeah.
So you're inching your way toward the top spot. I wouldn't doubt that. You know.
I mean, that's the goal. That's always the goal. Yeah, you mentioned that second place. I was trying to get first place, but it's okay.
No, no. I mean, second place is first place loser, right? But no, I'm joking. No, but what,
what's
what I meant to say was, dude, it's the people I recommended you to because I'm always sharing your posts or whatever too, right? It's not just because we're homeboys. You show up and you provide the best service possible,
hmm
you know. And I imagine that's for every customer that you handle. You know, it's you're doing what you're doing, and you're doing it right. You're doing it perfect. It's
well, you're not going to get clients unless you put in the work,
exactly.
and it's just knowing how to kind of put in the work, whether it's
Hmm.
through referrals or word of mouth. But at the same time, it's um, I don't know if you've heard of well, I'm pretty sure you've heard you got to pay to play.
Hmm.
You got to pay to play. So um, you got to invest in different marketing strategies and just hope for the best with those,
Hmm.
right? Hope that you find the right people that will reach out to you. But if you're not doing like the job, if you're not providing a good service, whether it's customer service or the actual service itself, they're not gonna call you back.
Hmm.
Like they won't call you back. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, cause they're gonna be like, "Guess the kid." Like, I always have bugs.
But ultimately, what I'm saying though too is you're taking every step necessary, and you're I wouldn't say stressing, but you're being very precautionary to try to make it to that top spot because you are providing a great service. You know, it's you're passionate about it. So I've got no doubt in my mind you'll get to that point where you're number one in El Paso.
I mean, that's always the
It's
goal.
mm-hmm.
That's definitely when you're in a position where you do own your business. I mean, you want to strive to be the best.
Mm-hmm.
If you reach the best, if you reach at that point, like that pinnacle, great. But at least know that you're trying to do it.
Yeah, but what I'm saying too is your hustle's gonna help you pay off.
Yeah, well, I hope so
You've
for
got the
sure.
hustle because how
Hmm
many? So and I say that because so again going back to when I used to work at the rock quarry.
hmm
Um, I worked with several independent haulers too, right? People that have their own dump trucks or whatever. And some of these guys were just waiting for work, or they'd call me up, "Hey, Rene,
hmm
Kale, is,
hmm
is there any loads I could take anywhere, whatever?"
hmm
And if I had loads, I'd give it to them. If I didn't, you got to prioritize the company's drivers before you do the independent haulers, right? But there were guys that would just sit there and wait for a phone call.
hmm
And I remember a buddy of mine that I met when I was working in the oil field. I think he's doing pretty okay with his trucking company, but the same thing. When he was asking me for advice, because I used to work at the rock quarry, he was like, "Hey man, so I'm gonna get a truck. What do you know about this, or how much does each load pay?" And at this point, I didn't remember because I'd been so far off from working that job. But the best advice I could give him was like, "Dude, you gotta have hustle, bro.
hmm
You gotta be out there willing to go look for the work.
It's not gonna come to you.
It's not gonna come to you. So
hmm
if you go look for the work, you're gonna be just fine."
hmm
And I actually had a conversation with a friend a couple days ago. He has his own hotshot business running quick trips or whatever the fuck, right? And he was telling me, cluing me in on some of the stuff that he has to go through and stuff. And he was telling me that he had a partner for a little while that wanted to join his company. I guess insert his own trucks into his company to try to get some extra money as well. But the dude had no hustle,
mm
so his trucks were parked pretty quick.
hmm
Um, that's why I was thinking if ever I start a business, it better be something that I'm passionate about
hmm
because I have to have that hustle. If you like what you do, you're gonna have that hustle, and you've got that hustle, bro.
And you see, I didn't even think I would be passionate about this type
Mm-hmm.
of job. I just saw it as like a extra income.
Mm-hmm.
But luckily enough, like when I started doing it, I did find that passion. And so once you find it, yeah, you're absolutely correct. You got to hustle,
Mm-hmm.
and do what you got to do to be successful for sure.
Yeah, you're not kicking back waiting for shit to happen. You're making shit happen,
Right. Yeah.
and that's what you got to be. Porque también, and that goes with everything you're doing in life. The same thing that I'm doing. This podcast wasn't going to make itself,
Mm-hmm.
and you and I talked about that recently. How we're the type of people that for sure sit down and decide, you know what, I'm gonna make something happen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go all in. I'm gonna make sure this shit gets done right.
Yep. Yep.
And on that same token, you got other people that wanna lean into that
Mm-hmm.
without the hustle. Like, no, dude, uh,
Yeah.
this is my thing.
Yep. Yeah. It doesn't come to you like whatsoever. Like my wife, she's you know how you mentioned she's a realtor, so like even like in her field,
Mm-hmm.
it's a very competitive.
Dog eat dog world, I imagine.
Oh, it's a
Yep.
shark infested waters
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, right? So, but at the end of the day, you gotta do what you gotta do to survive,
Mm-hmm.
right? You gotta hustle. Yes, sir, man.
Sí, bro, porque está cabrón. It's again, you're gambling on yourself, and you don't want to be waiting for shit to happen because you're not gonna make any money that way. You're not gonna be successful in any regard that way.
Well, that's the thing about being self-employed is that you don't have that safety net of receiving a check every week or
Mm-hmm.
every 2 weeks. You got to
Mm-hmm.
make that money,
Mm-hmm.
right? So like you got to go out there, get the jobs, do a good job, because you want to you want them to reach out to you again. Like you
Right.
don't want to just do that job and then not see them again because they're going to be like your repetitive business at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So um, that's the key is you, you got to see it as, look, if I don't hustle and if I don't get jobs, or
Mm-hmm.
if I don't do what I need to do to get work, then how am I going to pay my mortgage? How am I going to pay the car? How am I going to pay the bills? How am I going to get
Mm-hmm.
food? How am I going to take my family out on vacations, or
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is? So it just gives you kind of like that drive,
Incentive.
that, yeah, 100%. But at the end of the day, like if you don't do all the ins and outs, that work is not going to come.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to come. Like no one's going to call you just because it's like, oh, let me call Robert. Like, who's Robert? Or who's Annihilate Pest Control?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's right here on Google. Google Pest Control Service. I want my company to come out when you Google Pest Control Service.
Mm-hmm.
That's my drive, because that's the first company that you're one of the first companies that you're going to call.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want.
That makes sense. Well, wasn't that the reason that some of the bands would choose certain names too, so that they'd be the first band to come up on search engines or whatever?
Yeah.
I can't think of what bands at this moment in time, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yep.
Yeah.
And to go back to the customer service stuff that you're talking about, it just reminds me, not somebody that went into business for themselves. I mean, I wouldn't know for sure, but I think your experience with a company or a service goes a long way as far as how you're treated.
Mm-hmm.
Because for instance, right now, so through work, I get free safety glasses every so often. I think it's every 2 years or every year.
Mm.
So I started wearing glasses at 40 is when my vision started getting fucked up, right? So just now I'm utilizing that benefit to where I can't wear these glasses to work because they're not safety glasses. I had to order some special ones, right? And this is the first time recently within the last couple of weeks that I ordered some. Well, anyway, customer service again going a long way. What I'm getting to is there were two places close to Socorro where I'm at, right? Off of George Dieter in Zaragoza. Only one of them was open the day that I went. Um, so I show up, and the dude running the shop, the optical place, dressed in a suit and tie, couldn't be more bothered that I showed up to ask for work glasses. Like the second he saw me, just his tone of voice,
You could hear it.
I could sense
You
that
could
this
sense it.
motherfucker was like,
Mm-hmm.
he's not happy where he's working at. Do you think that makes me want to go back?
Nope.
Fuck no. But to further elaborate, um, I called before I flew into town from work last week on Monday. I think I called. I flew home on Tuesday, so I called him on Monday, and I was like, and this is a flub on words on my part. I forget days. I told the guy on the phone when he answered. I heard his voice. I knew it was him. Again, he sounds bothered that I'm calling to see if my glasses are there already. But I said, hey, this is Rene Rodriguez. I'm calling to see if my work glasses have shown up yet. I was there a couple weeks ago. It was a week ago, but I said a couple weeks ago just
Mm-hmm.
again because I lost track of dates. So he looks up my account, my name, and he's quick to like point out you weren't here a couple weeks ago. You were here exactly a week ago. It's like, oh shit, my bad, man.
Mm-hmm.
But he sounded bothered, right? And I'm like, this dude's not doing himself any or the business any favors, bro. He's not. I'm not gonna want to come back to this place. Then he tells me pretty sarcastically too. He's like, I told you at that point your glasses would be here within 7 to 10 business days. It's only been 5 business days. So if they're not here by this Friday, they'll be here on Monday. Are they here today? They're not here today. I called them earlier.
Wow.
So I called again today and he sounded still bothered.
Father.
But even bothered at this point, he was like, I'm gonna call and see where your glasses are because they're not here yet. I'll call you whenever I get any information. Like in other words, I don't need
Stop
to
calling.
call him.
Yeah.
I gotta wait till he calls me,
Mm-hmm.
whatever, right? I'm big on Yelp reviews, bro, with customer service. Like I'll write a hell of a good review if I find a good place that I really
Mm-hmm.
enjoyed. Most recently, have you been to that on Saragossa, that BB.Q chicken? It's like Korean fried chicken.
I haven't tried that.
Dude, go. That place is fucking good.
Mm.
So I went, I dropped a good review, and they respond. Like the owners are like, hell yeah, we're glad you found your favorite new wing place, whatever the fuck.
Nice.
But I'm thinking to myself, like, I could easily, I'm tempted to write a bad review about this place
Mm-hmm.
with the glasses, but not till I get my glasses. So,
I was about to say, wait until you get your glasses.
because dude, clearly this guy doesn't give a shit about getting customers in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's not thinking about the long run. Like, hey, my company, the glasses are free to me,
Mm-hmm.
but my company's paying for those glasses. You're making your money either way, right?
Yep.
I'd imagine. But does that make if I gotta go to the west side just to avoid that one shop, I will. You
Yep.
know.
Yep.
And even then, maybe when I pick up the glasses, he's gonna be in a better mood. But still, you're working with somebody that, again, he's not making. He's not doing any favors to the company.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to you and your company, I mean, not just because we're homeboys, but you show up with the best attitude ever. You know.
Well, you mentioned like the Google reviews. Like I'm huge on Google reviews. Like huge. Like I'll make sure. Um, let's just put it this way. I'll make sure that I don't get a bad Google review.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like so, I do everything that's needed to make sure that the clients are happy.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Whether it's make sure I provide like a 30-day guarantee. Any issues that they have, they call me. I go check it out. So Google reviews, one comes in, it's gonna ruin like your next 10.
Mm-hmm.
That's how crazy it is.
Oh yeah, because with a bunch of stuff, I go straight to the 1 or 2 star reviews before.
Well,
You
people
know.
whenever they Google businesses, like unfortunately, it's all about Google reviews.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about that. So yeah, no, that's that. It's definitely a big aspect of being successful for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like the reviews, 100%, 100%, man.
There were some. So just for fun, I used to look at certain reviews because I would watch Kitchen Nightmares with Gordon Ramsay,
Mm,
and they would show how some other restaurants would respond to the negative reviews and
right?
stuff.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I would like look and see if those restaurants were still open,
Mm-hmm.
and I would check the reviews to see if they were still
You know,
good or bad or whatever. So actually, I went to one recently, not from Gordon Ramsay, but that other guy, Robert Irvine, Restaurant Impossible.
I've
That
never.
that British dude that's real muscular.
Mm,
His show kicks ass too. But we found a restaurant that he fixed that's still open in San Diego, and the reviews were great, and we had a great time there. But yeah, man, I've seen some where the people respond to the negative reviews like just as aggressive as whatever. It's
yep.
always funny, bro.
You gotta be careful, man.
No, but that's good that you're taking every step necessary to make things right. If ever you get a bad review, have you had any yet, or
Mm, I feel tempted to check. I had I have one, but it had something to do with like that they called and I never answered or something like that. It's
mm-hmm,
like I never got the call. So like it has nothing to do with service or anything like
mm-hmm.
that, but it got drowned out by like the rest.
Okay,
But like if people go in there and they see that, they say that it has nothing to do with service. It's just that they
Hmm.
called multiple times, but there was no reply. But I never got that call. Like,
Like I know with me, I Uber a lot. Like we were mentioning earlier, especially at work, I Uber from the airport to the hotel or vice
mm-hmm,
versa. Sometimes I don't want to take the work truck out to eat dinner, so I'll take an Uber or whatever.
mm-hmm,
And I had a perfect rating, bro, 5-star rating on my Uber account, and I had one ding, which is crazy because I respect other people's vehicles. I don't talk shit to anybody. I don't talk politics or bullshit with anybody.
mm-hmm.
If they decide they want to talk to me, I'll talk back. I'll be cool. But I'm never rude. Uh, I'm never an asshole.
Yeah,
And I've got one bad review, and I barely caught that like a couple of weeks ago, and I'm like, how the fuck did that happen?
you're an asshole.
And I tip
Just
right
kidding.
all the time too. Yeah, I might be right.
Yeah.
Yeah, reviews are everything in this world, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But al rato you'll get that number one spot, bro.
I mean, that's the ultimate goal. Hopefully this year.
Hell yeah, man. I see it happening.
Hopefully this year.
Manifestation, bro. Make it happen.
Yep. Oh yeah.
It'll happen.
Oh for sure, man. You guys vote.
But for Annihilate Pest Control, which is also a play on words because it's Robert Anaya, Annihilate Pest Control.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah, man. I love the sound of that, bro. That took you how long to come up with? Was that an instant idea you had, or?
Um. Well, I had a couple individual like friends.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was a work friend that would call me Annihilator.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of my wife's friends, Dre, she's like, "Why don't you call it Annihilation?" I'm like, "Huh." So I, because it does play on the word
Mm-hmm.
with my last name, so um, I just kind of like shortened it, Annihilate Pest Control, and
Annihilation sounds too much like a metal band or something.
yes, I was thinking that. But here in El Paso, a lot of people don't like annihilate, like they'll.
I figured.
There's a lot of people, so you have to kind of like explain to them, like, oh, okay, but like they still don't get it. But yeah, it helps out. That it's a good play on words because there's some
Yep.
people that catch on to that for sure.
Yeah. Hey, so with all due respect to your clients and everything, is there anything crazy you can talk about that? Something that you stumbled upon on one of your jobs, or?
Mm, it's not necessarily like crazy. It's just like um, I I do a lot of services for um just kind of like families that have issues with like German roaches or bed bugs. Like
Mm-hmm.
those two are like the worst bugs you could have because the way they just multiply
Mm-hmm.
within a week's time span is
Mm-hmm.
crazy. It's just if you have 10 bed bugs or German roaches, like next week you're gonna have like 50, and then they're
Mm-hmm.
just gonna keep on going and going. So I've had homes where unfortunately as soon as you walk in, there's kids literally eating in the couch, eating cereal. You walk in and you could see the bed bugs on the couch, just walking, como nada, like that bad.
I didn't know they were visible, bro. I thought they were just microscopic.
No, like you could see them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could see them. They're like the size of maybe your pinky nail,
Oh shit.
right? But generally, you don't see bed bugs. You don't see them unless you have a big infestation, because at
Right.
that point, there's just so many of them where they're just literally
Dude,
roaming.
I'm fucking itching just thinking about it, bro.
Yeah, and even with German roaches, similar. You just see them like just pretend this room here, like you see nests of like 100 roaches right there, just on that corner, and people live like that sometimes. So with when it comes down to bed bugs, German roaches, it requires treatments. Like you have to treat it at least 2, 3 services within like weeks at a time in order
Right.
to fully
Flush them out.
flush them out, take care of the problem. But it's not necessarily that it's crazy. It's just uh, it's something that I didn't think. I I would have probably thought that I couldn't handle that, but thank God I did.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I would never be able to be a doctor, because it's just the first sight of blood,
That's how I am.
I'll like freeze, or like you could see the paleness of my face. So I always thought like, man, if I were to see bed bugs, it's just like that filth. And I'll even do kind of like pigeon services. Like I do a lot of pigeon proofing in roofs or
Yeah.
commercial buildings. Disgusting. Like um, just the the droppings that are there. Like, but it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. So I'm glad that I'm used to that stuff.
I got a blood story, but I don't know how to make it short, bro.
I don't
I'll
want to hear
try.
it.
No, it's a
I'll
crazy one.
I'll
No, I'll save it then.
I, I went to church on Sunday and the pastor was talking about, oh man, like it was just a story that he was saying about how like in uh Alaska, like the Eskimos, they have a way of the way they get wolves, like they kill wolves. So they get like a knife that's like sharpened on one side and sharpened on the other side.
Hmm.
And then like on one side they cover it with blood, and then like they put ice on it and then more blood. I don't know what type of blood, but just
They're
blood,
layering
blood,
blood.
layering blood, and then like they'll just stick it like to the floor. So that what the wolves do, they'll go and start licking the blood because they like blood.
Hmm.
But it gets to the point where they're licking the blood.
And they cut their tongue,
Yeah, but they don't notice it because they think they're um you know
sucking on the other
sucking on
blood.
the blood, right? But it gets to a point where they'll die. But that story, you see, like even right now, like it was weird. Like I started feeling like weird, like just that story about blood was giving me like anxiety.
Yeah.
Like not even just picturing it. Even right now, I don't even know why I'm talking about it.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna say my blood story, but on my blood story, I'll just say that as much as I couldn't be a doctor for the same reasons, in the moment that I came across blood, I was okay. But I do remember with what you're saying, how you're feeling with that one story. Um, I will say this though, and hopefully it won't make you queasy, but I won't give the full details, bro. But um, I won't even say the relation of this person because that's probably their story to tell. But I know somebody that was once telling me that whenever she gave birth um, at the hospital, they left a sponge inside her system.
Mm-hmm.
And when she told me that story about how everything played out, I got woozy, bro, to the point where I was like, I'm gonna pass out hearing this story, bro. It was just one of those crazy, intense stories, bro. And yeah, I don't do blood well.
No.
Like even on movies, bro. Like that's why I don't do horror movies. If it's like a gory movie, I can't do it, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. I'll turn away for sure.
I can't do gory either.
Oh hell no.
Mm-mm.
Nope. Call me weak. Call me a pussy. I don't care. I can't do. What are the movies where people cut their limbs off to survive further into the movie or whatever? Like no, I can't.
No.
I can't do it.
Like those Evil Dead movies.
Well, Evil Dead's different. Well,
Uh,
I never saw the new one, but the
mm-hmm.
old school ones, Army of Darkness, one of my favorite movies of all time.
I was watching or Army of Darkness. I don't know if I saw that one, but no. But I was watching. Have you seen Weapons?
Yes, bro. Which part?
Ah man,
Like
like
what part of the movie?
where she just makes that dude like stab his face
Oh
with a
yeah, yeah, yeah.
pencil.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what the? I was, I was like, why? Like why? Like that was too much, man.
I like that movie, bro, but I was disappointed in it because everybody said it was the scariest movie they've seen, and at the same time, pretty damn funny too.
Yeah,
I found the movie
it was pretty. It was funny.
it was intriguing. I
Mm-hmm.
liked it for sure, but it wasn't what everybody made it out to be. I
Mm-mm.
don't think it was.
No, no, not at all.
So another thing we've been talking about, bro, and we don't want to give all the details just yet as to who's going to be on the show or not. But you and I had a an idea about starting a new podcast,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's going to be great because the dynamic that you, me, and some of our friends have with each other is great. Just the way we naturally flow into different conversations and bringing up stuff that we used to do back in the day,
Yep.
old memories of stuff that we used to do with each other or stuff that we did with our families.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we're going to start another show, hopefully sometime soon, where we talk about cool stuff. Like to give an example, one of the things I was thinking about recently was, remember back in the day, going to I mean, we used to go to Payless Shoe Source for our shoes
Mm-hmm.
sometimes. Remember the Foot Locker across the street from, I mean, on the same parking lot as Kmart also?
Yep.
We used to get fortunate to go to
Like in the
Foot
front,
Locker
right?
once in a while,
Yeah.
but just do you remember being a kid, bro, and trying shoes on and
Mm-hmm.
being a little,
Could smell it.
you could smell the
Nauseous.
newness in the
Yeah.
shoes, but also you try them on and you're like, oh shit, mom, I could run faster in these shoes. Do you remember doing the same thing or?
Kinda.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, because it just felt like something fresh, right?
yeah,
It's like you felt like that need of of running at
yeah,
that
bro.
point. Yeah.
Yeah, I think for sure me and Rudy would be the kids that were like in Spanish, right? Whatever, like, hey, yo corro más recio en estos, corro más recio for sure, bro. Like all the time, bro.
Yeah. Who would win?
I think I used to be faster
Then Rudy?
than Rudy. I think I used to be. Not anymore, because he's in physical shape for sure.
Oh, true. Yeah.
I could probably outride his ass on a bike, but running, nah, he'll beat me for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Strength, he'll beat me for sure.
Rudy? Really?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, he's pretty tough, bro. You know what? It's a good thing that we mentioned my brother too, because off topic from what we're just talking about now, it just dawned on me right now. But going back to the career aspect real quick again,
Okay.
it's like I've even heard. Well, I've had conversations with my brother about it, with Rudy about it. Was I don't know if you remember, if you knew, but like Rudy didn't have the easiest time in school as far as smarts, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and school wasn't for him, or so he thought, until he found the field that he was
Right.
into, you know.
But sometimes you have to
Like
fall into that field
you got to
too.
fall, and it fell into his laps again.
Mm.
Going back to what you're saying earlier
Yep.
about seizing the
It
opportunity,
fell into my lap.
was because Rudy was working at the airport fueling airplanes when some people planted the seed in his head too.
Mm-hmm.
Like you might want to look into being an aviation mechanic, and it worked out for him all these years later, right? He's one of the head um, rocket mechanics at Blue Origin.
At what age did he start?
Oh man, I could be wrong, but I want to say probably pretty close to 30, if not
Mm.
shortly before 30.
Okay.
I could be mistaken. I can't remember, bro.
But you see, time could have easily passed him by at that point too.
But yeah, for sure. But it also goes back to how sometimes people, they let their education deter them from
Mm-hmm.
progressing in life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And my brother's not the only case. There's a lot of people that figure it out outside of school. You know, like yeah, I might not have been the best at school, but it just turned out that yeah, maybe school wasn't for me. But look, I went to a trade school
Mm-hmm.
and I figured it out, and I'm a badass aviation rocket mechanic now.
Yeah. For sure.
And that takes me back to what you were saying earlier about how you didn't see yourself running your own business, and especially a pest control business. And now look at you, and you're kicking ass at it.
Yeah. Well, I hope I am right.
Yeah, you are, bro. You are. But it just took me back to that tangent, just talking about my brother. Like yeah,
Mm-hmm.
dude. Like with my brother, yeah, man. School. He had a hard time with school, and then he figured it out.
Yep. Yeah. And he sees that opportunity when it came,
Hmm.
because a lot of people, they'll get those opportunities, but they don't take advantage. And I know we
Hmm.
mentioned that before, but I think it's key to keep on like repeating that for like people out there that like,
Hmm.
hey, there's opportunity out there.
And
Like,
it's
don't
never too
stick to
fucking.
what you're doing.
It's never too late until it's too late.
No, like it's not. No, it's not, man.
It's never too late until it's finally too late because you're what 70, 75, 80. Ya pa que chingados.
It's like, why didn't I do this at this age?
Hmm.
Because I always well, we always have this conversation where it's kind of like, you know, we're literally like in 10 years we're going to be what, 55,
55, bro.
right? 55. So like when you kind of look at it in that perspective, what can we do at 55? Even with my business, like I know it's going to be hard for me to be out there spraying. So like, being out there spraying, getting up on roofs for the pigeon
Hmm.
services, and just being hustling and hustling, cuz like I know physically it's going to be harder for me to do so. So like my mindset is, what can I do to improve my business to where it just gets bigger so that I have others doing that for me.
Hmm.
So, but the problem here is, and it's stressful because you think to yourself, like, man, I only have 10 years to pull this off. But at least it's in our head,
Hmm.
we got to do this, because if not, we're going to be 55, 60. And then, what are we going to fall back on?
not so much what are we gonna fall back on, but also are you gonna look back and say, "I'm glad I did things this way."
Yeah, yeah. It's it's always just gonna be kind of like that thing where
You just don't want to have any
regret.
more, yeah, regrets, and you don't want to have those coulda, woulda, shoulda
Right.
moments.
Yeah.
And I still get those. Don't
And
get me
we do
wrong.
that still to this day. Like could have, would have, back when we were in our 20s.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But the key here is that, I'm sometimes glad for the friends that I have and the people that we meet,
Mm-hmm.
because you always, one of the things that I learned, during my 30s is you always want to surround yourself with successful people.
Mm-hmm.
And when I mean successful people, it doesn't mean rich people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't mean, someone like I say like, oh, that guy's super successful. Like just someone that's good at what they
Mm-hmm.
do and a good person, right? So when when or even business owners, you want to surround yourself like I surround myself with, one of my good buddies, Chris. He owns his own business too. So like I like hanging around at his shop, right? Because when I look at him in action, it makes me want to be like him,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But even us, when I see you get a house, I want to be like you. I want to get
Mm-hmm.
my own house. So like we want to surround ourselves with people that we could, compete with in a good,
Mm-hmm.
healthy way, and people that root for you,
Mm-hmm.
because at the end of the day, like you are who you hang out with in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad, like with my group of friends that I have now, or even like my family, that I have, we all root for each other,
Yeah.
and we strive to be successful together. Not root against each other.
And that's how we are with each other. That's how I am with my other group of close knit friends as well. Like I'm always rooting for my friends to do better too.
Hmm.
I think the people that I keep closest to me are exactly that. For that same reason, porque también we're all guilty of being negative at one point in our lives or another. And I think in my case, at some point, I caught myself doing it too much, like being negative and not directly towards anybody or whatever. But and even then, I'm still not the most optimistic guy, but I'm a lot more optimistic than I used to be a long time ago.
Hmm.
Like I'm happy right now. I feel
Yeah.
content. I feel happy. Um, and I want to surround myself with similar minded people.
Hmm.
Porque también, how many people are what they call the cancer,
Mm.
always having something negative to say or whatever.
Hmm.
And thankfully, nobody in my friends group is that way. But have I worked with people like that? Fuck yeah, I have, bro.
Hmm.
Like, yeah, I'm gonna avoid this motherfucker because I just can't.
You can't deal being around that environment.
Fuck no, bro, not me. And then I think with age, I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing, but with age and wisdom, because I like to think of myself as somewhat wiser nowadays, right? Too. I'm. I think I've always been pretty vocal about expressing how I feel
Hmm.
about situations or people, and I think not to be negative now, but if I see something wrong, I'm quick to point it out, bro,
Hmm.
to people like, why do you gotta be this way?
Mm.
Why do you gotta show up to work uh, this way? That's gonna affect everybody else. Just you being in a pissy mood is gonna affect the way everybody else is.
Right.
It's like it's not worth it, bro. Like I'm thankful that most of my because I do consider a bunch of my coworkers my brothers too,
Hmm.
and the ones that I keep close by always positive too, bro.
You say I can't be like that unless it's just like my immediate family, but
Hmm.
that's a good trait to have. Like you always need that one person to be that person.
But you've always been that way too, bro.
Well, with you, like with my close, like with close friends, but not with like a random, like you know what I'm saying, like a
Right,
worker or something like that. But like with my close, yeah, yeah, like with close friends because we have kind of like that bond.
right,
You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like that's Robert or that's Rene. That
right.
you know what I'm like. It's different.
Like it reminds me of graduation day. I was riding with you and your family,
Okay.
and there's a big old line to get to the sack. and
I'm trying to remember
and
this.
then and then your mom said something like yo creo todos van a la graduación también, ¿verdad, Robert? Because there was a long line to get into our graduation, and you sarcastically said, no sé, ma, déjeme bajo y les pregunto. I don't know, mom. Let me get off and ask them if they're going to the graduation too.
I can't believe you remember
But the
that.
timing and the way you said it was perfect. I was like, oh, this guy's a jerk. It was funny, but it was
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but it's joking,
yeah, yeah.
you
It's
know.
joking, of course. That's how you bust balls with family for sure.
Hmm.
That's how we are with my family.
But you're saying you being kind of like just
And I'll give you a perfect example. And I shouldn't get in trouble for this, so whatever. But so I do have a coworker
hmm
that recently made the mistake of asking me what I thought about him.
about him. Like he's like,
Yeah,
what
yeah,
do you
yeah.
think about?
Because he wasn't getting along with another coworker of ours, and I'm a lot more patient
Hmm.
for the most part. I'm a lot more patient. That's what's funny because you know me too. I've had a bunch of my friends say whenever I tell stories like this, they're like, "No, not you, Renee." Right?
Hmm.
No, not you. That's not you because it's out of character for me.
Hmm.
But again, if I get to a point where I've had it. Again, I'm not going to be a complete dick about it, but I'm going to be like, hey, wait, it's good. No, alles verga or whatever. Not maybe that intense, but I did have somebody reach out to me recently and not getting along with another coworker, and he's like, made the mistake of asking me what I thought, and I'd been patient, I'd been polite up to this point, but he asked me, and I'm like, I'm gonna let him have it the way it is. I told him I was like, at my age,
Hmm.
45, and this dude's not much younger than me, a couple years younger. You get to the point where you stop caring what people think about you. You,
Hmm.
you can't worry about what people think about you.
Yeah, you don't have
So
time.
when he asked me what I thought about him, I was like, dude, I think you're too soft.
Mm.
I think you're too fucking soft for the railroad. If this is bothering you, you're too soft.
But it that probably helps him.
I would hope.
Hmm.
I would hope, but I said you're too. Actually, I said you're too fucking soft because he is. There's people that know how to use their hands with tools, and there's
Hmm.
people that don't.
Oh,
You know. But there's also again, if you're paying too much attention to who likes you and who doesn't like you, you've already set yourself up for failure. I think. I think you gotta let your work do the talking for you.
hmm.
You know.
But that's remember earlier when I said um with with construction that wasn't me because I'm just not good with tools.
Mm-hmm.
Even like to this day, like I have to YouTube stuff, and that's just not my thing. I'll do the best as I can,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, there's I'm soft.
Yeah, but you know what with me, so I mean, you know me también, you know me too. But growing up, my dad's a jack of all trades. He knows how to use his hands. He
Yeah,
knows how to use all the tools and everything, whatever, you know.
that's my cousins, my uncles. Yeah,
Yeah, dude. But I'm the one of my brothers that came out the least like that because I was the artist in the family, you
yeah.
know.
I was about to say
I'm over here crocheting and sewing. No, not that, right? But
no.
I'm over here painting and playing music, whatever. But I did grab some of that from my dad for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know how to use a shovel thanks to my parents, you know. There's people that you'd be surprised, bro. I've worked with so many people that can't use a shovel, bro. And that's like, oh my God, man.
I know a few,
But yeah, man.
but
Anyway,
it's not a bad thing. I mean,
yeah,
if they're good at something else,
yeah, for sure.
you know. But if you're just being a huevon, period, and like you
Or
just
if you're
don't want to pick up a
or
shovel,
if you're
there's
willing to learn not just how to work on the shit that you're good at.
mm-hmm.
If you're working in a field where you're working with guys that are supposed to be a team and working towards the same mission, you got to dig your hands into a little bit of everything to get
Yep.
to the final outcome.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just focus on the one thing you're good at.
Mm-hmm.
And when you got everybody kicking ass at the shovel and you're not helping out or not any good at it, just getting in the way, it's kind of rough to
Yeah.
deal with it.
Mm-hmm. Well, because what you're doing is the complete opposite of what you're actually like. Because you're good at that, but you're also like, I see you kind of like more of an artistic person.
For sure.
Like you're all about like music, drawing, all that stuff,
hmm
and the railroad is like a whole different animal.
Again, it goes back to that whole Office Space thing, bro, where I relate to that movie Office Space a lot because I had a desk job for the longest time.
Mm-hmm.
I am an artsy person with my drawings, my painting, my music, whatever. But the railroad brought out a different side of me for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to say I'm the best at what I do because I'm not. There's a lot of people that are way better than what I do. I'm not top tier by any means, you know, but I know what I'm doing. I know how to
Yeah.
do what I'm doing, you know. So I'm good. I'm not worried about my know-how as far as that goes, but Yeah, man. There's just some people that, again, if people are gonna ask me for my opinion, I'm gonna let you have it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the older I get, the more comfortable I am with being blunt about shit.
Yeah, but it's crazy how that turned out. Because like in our 20s or like early 30s, like I would not have ever thought that you were gonna be a railroad guy,
Mm-hmm.
and you would not have thought that I was gonna be like a pest
Mm-mm.
control business owner at our age.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just funny how things turn out. But we both saw the opportunity and we took it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the key,
Mm-hmm.
the key to it. But I'm glad that you're doing great, man.
Dude, and I see younger employees too that got hired really young, and I don't want to be like the father figure on top of them, but I try to tell them every so often, like, dude, you're 22, you're 21, you're 23, whatever the fuck age they are, with a great paying job like this at that early of an age. I'm like, you guys are skipping. You guys are fortunate to skip a lot of the bullshit. Because how many of us worked at Little Caesars, Walmart, whatever little jobs before we found something that was
Mm-hmm.
paying us better?
Yeah.
I worked at Little Caesars. I worked at Target. I worked at Foot Locker.
Mm-hmm.
I worked a bunch of jobs that were bullshit, bro. Little Caesars was a bullshit job. I mean, I get it if you're starting off as a kid, but later on in life, it's like, I mean, if people make a career out of it, then by all means, I'm happy for you. I'm not judging anybody on that. But Little Caesars for me, it wasn't for me, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just
Well,
saying,
yeah.
these kids are fucking fortunate that they skipped all that bullshit and jumped right into a great paying job right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
Where I'm like, hey man, save that money or do positive things with that money if you can. I don't mean to be like a father figure or whatever because I'm not. I'm just saying, play it smart.
But it's good that you're telling these kids,
Mm-hmm.
because like me when I was younger, I really don't remember like an adult telling me otherwise. I was just kind of like, you graduate from high school, and then here you go. Here's life.
Follow their lead.
Just follow their lead, or just like there you go. But like
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what to do from there, and we didn't learn from it. So like now, I think like I tell like my daughter Victoria, like we I think we tell our kids more so now
Mm-hmm.
compared to like how we were told back in the
Oh
day. I
yeah.
mean, at least me. And it has nothing to do with my parents at that point. It's just that like I think the way of life back in the day, they had their own problems that they had to
Mm-hmm.
worry about. Even to this day, they're still dealing with those problems. Um, but that's still no excuse because we're still adults, right? So I think even like me at age 23, 24, I should know better. Like this
Mm-hmm.
is not the right route to go with. But we got stuck with those other jobs. I got stuck with those call center jobs, and it
Mm-hmm.
just made you get stuck. Going back to that, you just get stuck to those same habits, that same structure of work, and then all of a sudden you're just a slave to that
To
job,
that system, yeah.
that system, and they reel you in. They hook you in. They provide you with the benefits, and then you're just set doing the same old. But if you don't like it, don't continue with it. And I unfortunately lost 15, 16 years doing the same thing.
Same, bro. Because it becomes so routine to the point where even driving to work. I know you got to work from home for a while, but with me, even driving to work was like I just left my house and where'd that time go? I'm already at the office. Like
Mm-hmm.
you just zone out and somehow get to work.
Yep.
But yeah, man, that's exactly why I'm glad I'm raising my son the way I am because I do talk to him about. I mean, I get it too, like you were saying with our parents.
But you're
I,
on them.
yeah, I'm on him. I tell him about everything. We've talked about everything, bro. That some of that stuff is supposed to be maybe for later in life, but you just
Mm-hmm.
never know. It's kids are developing a lot faster now, mentally and everything. And I saw a great meme recently where it's like a dad talking to his son saying, I'm talking shit to you all the time because if I lay all the shit on you before the cruel world out there does, at least you'll be ready for it.
Mm.
Pretty much, it's something in the lines of
Something
that.
like that. Yeah.
And boy, do I bust my son's balls, bro.
Yeah.
I make fun of him all the time, but he knows that it comes from a good place, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like he'll make fun of me too, whatever it is. It's respectful for sure, but I mean, he's got character thanks to
Mm-hmm.
me and my brothers and, and my parents too. But it's I think it's a different generation. You do got to talk to kids about stuff like that, but on the same token, bust balls to make them tough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, and I feel bad about it. Like, don't feel bad about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because a lot of parents, they'll bust ass, like their ass, but they'll feel bad about it and kind of like
Mm-hmm.
go back on it.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that's me. And then Maribel always tells me like, "Apenas regañaste, y like now you're over here kissing ass."
Yep.
But that's good having two parents,
Yeah.
because at that point you you know you catch yourself, and then they see that you mean business, whether
Mm-hmm.
it's with me or or the wife.
Yeah, dude. There's like I'm saying, like my brothers have conversations with my son too, and of course my parents do, and I do, of course. But there's a picture that I love, bro, of my brother Ruben talking to Ryan, and this is when Ryan first started taking drum classes. And I took two pictures, but the one I'm talking about specifically, we're at Ruben's old house. He has a bonfire. I think he was making chicharrones outside or something. In that picture, he's pointing at Ryan like this, and Ryan's on a stool or something, just like paying attention to what Ruben's telling him. And Ruben's giving him like a life lesson at that early of an age, telling him your advantage going into music class is that you're gonna be a badass drummer and a badass musician before a bunch of these other kids. So whenever you start a band and get with other kids that want to be in a band with you, you're gonna help them shine. So with your talent, you can't be a little asshole, is what he's telling them, right?
Wow.
He's like, you're gonna help these guys get better because you're ahead of them in the
Mm-hmm.
game.
Yep.
And he's essentially that's most of what he's saying. He's like, don't be a little jerk, don't be a little asshole.
Mm-hmm.
And Ryan's very attentive, saying, yeah, uncle, yeah, Theo, I get it.
Nice.
So so I know I'm not raising a weak one.
Yeah,
So
that for sure.
but like you're saying, I've gone back on stuff too. You know, I do get on his ass a lot, but I do get back on him también a veces.
But the good thing is that the good thing is that he's learning a lot of good attributes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and as kids, like they're still gonna struggle.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as they have us and they know that we're there for them, that's what counts.
Yeah, I've told him and I've told my nephew and several people, bro, that life is gonna throw the hardest punches at you
Mm-hmm.
always. And one of the things that I've always figured out, bro, and you could probably relate to, is that we get punched down pretty hard, and we get to the point where we're like, fuck, man, I'm at the lowest of the low. Um, I'm not gonna bounce back from this, but somehow we always do.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow we always bounce back. It's never the end of the world. Like there's always that glimmer of hope that you just gotta let time take its course and everything bounces back to normal. Of course, you gotta make it happen too, but not wait for it to happen. But
You can't keep digging a hole,
you can't.
just down. Like there's always gonna be a way up,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, um, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. The question is like, how far or like how long are you going to take to get to that light?
Mm-hmm.
But it took us 20 years
Yeah, bro. And you know what?
and going.
I've told my nephew the same thing because my nephew, it's actually his birthday today. Happy birthday, Rick! February 16th. Anyway, it was his birthday,
Happy
but
birthday.
I've talked to my nephew too, saying that everybody figures it out at a different age.
Uh, yeah.
I figured it out at 34 when my son was born. Maybe a little bit before because again I had already stopped with the drinking for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I enjoy myself a cocktail here and there, whatever. Dude, I had the fruitiest drink at a Mexican restaurant in San Diego the other day, but it looked good and it tasted good. But anyway, once in a blue moon, right? But but I've had that conversation with my nephew too. That don't stress out about the bullshit happening right now. Just start making the moves to put yourself in a better situation tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be easy, but you also can't just wait for shit to happen or not happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It happens when it needs to happen, bro. But of course, we do have some control over it too.
Mm-hmm. It's good advice.
It's sound advice, bro. I think I've for sure been at the lowest of lows. I've never had any crazy thoughts in my head like, oh, I'm gonna do this or that to myself. Like that's never been the case with me, bro. But I have been in the situation where I'm like, financially, how am I gonna bounce back?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Or financially, how am I gonna get my shit together?
Yep.
And I still make mistakes. I'm not gonna say I don't. I fucking make a lot of mistakes, but
I'm still not the best with money.
I'm not either, bro.
Like if uh if we're able to control the way we maneuver our money, that's all the wife right there.
Yeah,
Because me, I'm just a spender. I'm that that's something that
same.
I need to work with that, to this day. But those are those habits that we've had that I need to like break away from. But I'm glad I found a partner that helps me kind of like not
Yeah,
be that person with money. So um,
yeah. Maribel's the best, bro. Like I'm happy you found her, bro.
yeah, yeah, I'm happy too, man. For sure.
Clearly.
Did you hear me?
Yeah, bro. But I'm still gonna make mistakes here and there, bro. And I'm not gonna say I haven't made some recently, but it's all part of life, and you just gotta learn how to bounce back from it all,
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
Yeah.
Always bounce back. We always do.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But again, we again we veered away from what the original thought was. But yeah, man, I look forward to starting that new project with you, another podcast with you. It should be fun, bro. Because again, look at how
It'll be
we
fun.
naturally talk.
It's just fun.
It's just fun, bro. Just to make people laugh with some of the stories that we've shared and some of the stuff that we remember from the past.
But with the different types of
Characters,
characters that we have within the
the
group,
dynamic.
yeah, it's just a whole different dynamic, man.
It'll be fun, bro.
Yeah.
Um, and I wish we had more time to do more examples for sure. But again, it's because our conversations get so good that I think we keep on going everywhere, which is a good thing too.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not planned out. It's just going where the conversation takes us,
Yeah.
and I'm happy with it. I think to close off, bro, um, tell us more about Annihilate Pest Control, where people can find you.
Um, Google. Just type in annihilate pest control,
I
ANNIHILATE, pest control. It's got my contact information in there. You could call me 915-838-5871.
follow you on social media.
Follow me on social media. I'm in there as well. Whether it's uh, on my page or on the business page. Um, but yeah, Annihilate Pest Control. You guys need any type of pest control services? I have competitive pricing, really good pricing actually for what the market is. And the services that I provide are, once you see it, it's good. It's a good service for the price. It's really good service, and yeah, just reach out.
And also, I want to express again to also reach out to your wife, Maribel Martinez,
Yeah.
the best real estate agent in El Paso, as far as I'm concerned. I will say I did talk to somebody else prior to her, and wasn't completely happy with that situation. Once Maribel helped me out, I have my house because of Maribel.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I can't express how much I appreciate her knowledge, uh, how helpful she is as far as helping you purchase your home. With me being that this was my first home ever that I bought, um, it couldn't have run any smoother, bro.
Did you know I was her worst client?
How so?
I'll make this quick. So during our home buying process, remember earlier when I mentioned that I'm very kind of like stuck on my ways, like
Stubborn.
I'm stubborn, and I just even to this day, she'll she'll even and I'm just backtracking here. So she'll even kind of like say something, and I'll say the exact same thing, but in my own words, and she's like, "Really? I just said that."
Mm-hmm.
But you have to have your way, and like
Mm-hmm.
you have to be like the person that said it. But anyway, um, we're going through the whole home purchasing aspect of it, and she really wanted a home in Horizon. but every single time we would go to the newer homes in Horizon, the backyards were literally like you could literally
Tiny.
touch the wall from like the back door. Well, not literally, but it felt like it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No privacy.
Yeah, so like she would keep on taking me to these homes, but that's just what the market was,
Hmm.
especially there in Horizon with our price range. If we wanted something bigger over there in Horizon, bigger backyard, what I wanted, it was going to be more expensive. Um, so long story short, it got to a point where she would show. There was a point where she was showing me a house, and I saw the backyard. I'm like, look, you already know this is not what I want. If you're not going to show me a house that I want, I know another realtor. Her mom. There's another plug. My mother in law is a realtor as well, Mary Martinez. But I was just joking with her, and she's like, "Really?" Because I wanted to be in the Far East. She doesn't like the Far East because of the
Right.
traffic. But that was kind of like my way of where do we live right now?
Hmm.
The Far East, because that's what I wanted. And she still tells me to this day, like, I want her to be in Horizon, but it is what it is. But yeah, I was her worst client.
But as far as land, look at how my brother lucked out. He's got a good chunk of land.
Yeah.
He got a real good chunk of
Mm-hmm.
land.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. And with him, he was having trouble also with like his other realtor
Hmm.
because he was going through that one realtor, right? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know the details either, but and my brother, I love my brother, but he don't listen to me the first time. I told him from the get go, Maribel.
Rudy, we did not mean to be talking about you. Maribel, we did not mean to be talking about you right now. This is just us going on
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
tangent.
yeah. But my brother, like I wish my brother would listen to me the first time more often than not.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had told him from the beginning, talk to Maribel. We talk to Maribel. But I think my brother likes to get information from every which way that he can,
Mm-hmm.
and ultimately I was right because he went with Maribel. So.
I'm glad that you guys entrusted her to work with you guys,
Mm-hmm.
in buying your home. And as you can see, it's not even a big thing because at the end of the day, it's just finding that comfort and finding that person that's going to help you
And
with
comfort's a
that
key
journey.
word because again, with this being my first big ass purchase, how nervous was I? I should have been more nervous than I was because she made it easy.
Mm-hmm.
I was nervous for sure, but she made it a lot easier for me, and to the point where I was like, I don't got to worry about a whole lot because she's gonna handle
Mm-hmm.
most everything.
Yeah.
I remember going to when I finally made my purchase and they're gonna start building the house because it was a brand new build, right? I remember even showing up to Classic American Homes because that's what my house is.
Mm-hmm.
Going to the office to choose my cabinet color and my marble or the
Mm.
granite, whatever the fuck it is. Choosing everything for the house, the color scheme for the inside, the outside, everything. I was in and out in 10 minutes, bro. My mom went with me. They showed me the colors and I chose everything real quick. And if anything, that should have been the hardest part. But everything else that again, should have been hard too. Like Maribel took care of everything.
Just went smooth.
Because, dude, I think I feel like I was a lot smarter back in the day than I am now. Like paperwork used to be whatever. The older I get, paperwork I look at and I don't want to bother with paperwork, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
Maribel was pretty much sign here, sign here, sign there, uh, explaining everything that I was signing pretty good, and I've had to worry about nothing since.
It's good, man.
So I'm happy, bro. I'm very happy with my purchase with her help,
Nice
and
house.
and you've been thank you, and you've been helping me with my pest control too from day one. So,
You used to have scorpions. Now you don't.
dude, let me share that scorpion story real quick because that was crazy. So the first time that Robert serviced the house, you had just started. Uh, Ryan and I had just moved in to the house July, almost 6 years ago. And I'm in my bedroom doing whatever the fuck I'm doing, watching TV or whatever. And Ryan's in this room. That's also our music room. The drum set is over here. And Ryan's like, Daddy, shouting, right? I'm like, what's up? Come here, Daddy. I'm like, what's going on? Daddy, just come here now. I'm I'm like, hold on, wait. Like, whatever show I was watching, it was about to get to a good part or whatever. I couldn't pause it. Daddy, come here now. So I worked my ass off to the music room before it was a podcast room. And he's holding his hand, bro. He's holding his hand like this. He's like, a scorpion. It stung me in the finger, Dad. I'm like, what? Yeah, it's
Forgot
right
about.
there. But keep in mind, he's not crying, bro. He's like toughing it out. We ended up finding 2 scorpions that day.
Mm-hmm. Well, they always come in pairs.
They always come in pairs, is what you told me from day one too. That's right. But yeah, bro, he's just holding his hand, like shouting, like it hurts really bad. But he wasn't crying, man. And thankfully, by the following morning, he felt okay. The swelling had gone away, and he was okay. I think I called not 911. I can't remember who the fuck I called, and they pretty much just told me to just give him a pain reliever, and
Yeah.
he'd be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like if the swelling is uglier by tomorrow, just bring him into
Bring 'em in.
emergency, whatever. But yeah, man, you've helped me out from day one, to the point where even if I'm not home, I've told you just here's the password to my door. Just go
Mm-hmm.
and do your thing, and I'll let you know from this point on. My closet is no longer messy. My closet was a mess.
Yeah, that's on you. Yeah, I wasn't gonna say anything.
It's no longer
but
messy, bro.
but my closet's a mess.
Maribel,
My
what's wrong
side,
with you?
no, my side of the closet's a mess. I We went from plugging my business, which is normally like a closing, to like just
Mm-hmm.
talking about like going
Mm-hmm.
in tangents, right? That's crazy.
But bueno, dude, I'm glad you made it onto the podcast, bro. And we're gonna have more projects after today.
Hmm.
I hope you feel more comfortable now being in front of the camera, having done this.
Uh,
Um,
a little bit. I think I started getting used to it um as we went, but I'm
mhm.
still kind of
It ain't bad, bro.
no.
It ain't bad. And what's cool is you start seeing, because I still fuck up here and there, but I still, every episode, because I do watch every episode as I edit it. And once I post it too, I rewatch it at least once. You start seeing the progress as time goes on, bro. It's all for the better.
Hmm.
So, but again, bro, I'm glad we did this. And I can't express enough how much I care about both you and Maribel, and your family. You guys
Same
have helped
same
me
to
and
you.
Ryan out a lot, bro. So we love the two of you, and of course we wish you guys nothing but the best in every business endeavor and every life endeavor that you've got coming your way. So yeah, man, love you. Thanks for coming, bro.
Of course, man. Same here. You guys are
Yeah,
family.
hell yeah, bro.
And I'll be looking forward to doing this in the future with the guys. It's
Hell
gonna be
yeah, bro.
fun. It's gonna be good stuff.
Good times.
We've got some stuff that we're currently, talking and looking at, and hopefully it's something that you guys will enjoy. So
Yeah, we're pretty funny together, especially when the other guys are here too. So it'll be something fun for everybody to watch.
hmm
We're characters, so
it's just a whole. It's gonna be a whole totally different vibe for sure, man. For sure, 100%, man.
it'll be fun.
Well, appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, man. So again, this is Rene Rodriguez with a Long Story Longer podcast with my longtime homeboy, one of my best friends, Robert Anaya, with Annihilate Pest Control. So again, reach out to Annihilate Pest Control with all your pest control needs, and we love you all. And peace out, everybody. Take it easy.
Peace.